Well, hello, I'm back, and you're back with me, and I'm so glad. This is class 38 in our series. This is Emergency Management Made Easy with Lauren. Class 38 is a little different. The title is Getting You and Your Employees Ready for Your OSHA Inspection, Part 1. What in the world is an OSHA inspection? Some of you may be asking. Easy peasy. Who is OSHA and what is OSHA? Let's start there. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA. In parentheses, it's OSHA, OSHA, is a U.S. federal agency under the Department of Labor. The agency was created in 1970 to ensure safe, healthy working conditions for employees. The agency sets and enforces safety standards across most private industries, including construction, manufacturing, and healthcare, while providing training, education support, and assistance to U.S. citizens. That's OSHA. That's what they do, a federal agency. The key aspects of OSHA include the following: the mission to prevent work-related injuries, illness, and fatalities. Illnesses and fatalities. Their authority: it enforces the Occupational Safety and Health Act of 1970, requiring employers to provide a workplace free from recognized hazards. That's good news. Enforcement and rights. OSHA conducts workplace inspections, investigates complaints, and enforces the Whistleblower Protection Program, which protects workers from retaliation for reporting safety concerns. You report a safety concern, you will not be, should not be retaliated against. That is against the law. Jurisdiction. It covers most private sector employers and some public sector employers, often working with state-approved plans. So state and federal employees, in this instance, they do work together. This training will familiarize you with questions you should expect during various OSHA inspections. Now see, you're worrying. Yes, you are. I feel it. So, okay. I always make it simple for you. It's never complicated with me. So, in addition, these questions are similar to and will familiarize you with the classes you have received during our training. Some of this will be familiar to you. The only reason it won't be familiar to you is because you don't particularly work in that particular space. You may not be a construction worker. You may not be a maintenance worker. So relax. Relax. We have this, and we always have it together. For those who own a book, you will find these questions in the Useful Forms section starting on page 168 of this book. You can write a step-by-step house of worship emergency safety and security plans. I am Lauren, Lauren, Holley-Allen, MA. licensed psychiatrist assistant with the state of Maryland. That's a training for another day. Let's compare some of the questions. Try to remember the answers based on our training together, and I don't expect you to know all of them. You may not work as a school teacher. You may not work as a short order cook somewhere, right? No worries. Question. Do you just think of me as the OSHA inspector at your business, at your school, at your college, at your church? Think of me. So I'm asking some questions. Do you keep training records for each employee on what safety topics they are trained in? You do have a training plan, don't you? You do meet often, don't you? We've already discussed this. You have a training plan. You have a mission statement for your particular business. If it's less than 10 people, hey, it's a scaled down training plan in which you can verbalize the plan. However, everyone needs to be safe, so I always say put something in writing. But I won't go, I'm not going to retrain what I've already trained in. This is just to put your mind at ease. It's a gentle reminder so you won't get upset because it's the federal person standing in your business talking to your supervisor or your principal or wherever you may be. Do you provide updated training revisions annually? At least, the federal government is saying at least annually. Have you examined your administrative team's workstations for ergonomic design? Give you for instance, my keyboard was not positioned right. I have a lot of equipment here. And my husband says, you're not sitting right at your keyboard so that your arms are extended correctly when you're typing. You're going to wind up with a back problem. That's called ergonomics. So he says, you need to straighten that out. You're not sitting right. As a matter of fact, that keyboard needs to be here instead of there. Ergonomics. Question. Have you examined your administrative team's workstations for ergonomic design? Now you understand. See, I told you, I got you. This is not a problem. We're going to do this. Okay, ready? Do you provide maintenance or contractors with safety equipment? For instance, eyewear, earplugs, face masks, and hand protective equipment. Do they exhibit proper use of all equipment consistently? That goes back to ergonomics, what they wear, protecting their eyes, especially guys out there cutting grass. Sometimes they have earplugs because the equipment is very loud. You see guys on the street repairing the streets, public works guys, those jackhammers, they have earplugs on in their ears. So for this particular business, city job, state job, government job, but city job, do you provide maintenance or contractors with safety equipment, i.e. eyewear, earplugs, face masks, and hand protective equipment? Do they exhibit proper use of all equipment consistently? Because you want your employees to stay well, stay safe, and not be in the emergency room or hospital because they're not conducting themselves in using safety equipment and working safely? Are your working areas safely maintained? In good repair, good condition, ergonomically correct? Do the maintenance staff bypass any safeguards or latches on lawn mowers or power equipment? My husband knows how that works. He worked in public safety personnel. He knows about the mowers, the power equipment, how it's supposed to work, what they're supposed to do. That's that particular position. Are your cleaning staff trained on chemical storage and exposure risk? You have teams of people cleaning the college. They come in every evening when nobody's there, and they clean all the offices, clean the classrooms. They're using chemicals. They're using certain substances. So are your cleaning staff trained on chemical storage and exposure risk? They're cleaning your school, your office building. Do you have, are your cleaning supplies labeled properly? You don't expect to come in. Cleaning staff may be gone. You're the administrator. You don't expect to come in and find rags all over the place and cleaning materials helter-skelter and not labeled. That's dangerous and unsanitary and all of that. Do you have material safety data sheets for every chemical on site? That's a regulation. You're using chemicals on a regular basis. Those sheets should be there to spell out what's in that particular bottle, what it is, and how it should be used. Someone on the team may be allergic to it and not know it. So it's good if they're in the business of cleaning, even the cooking staff in the cafeteria. There's certain chemicals being used. Those sheets need to be labeled properly. Material safety data sheets is what they're called. Does your daycare or childcare staff use latex gloves when dealing with blood or bodily fluids? Self-explanatory, makes good sense. Does your staff know where to find fire extinguishers and defibrillator equipment? I know you know that, so I'm just going to go on. I gave you the look. You see this? I gave you the side eye on that one. Don't even think about not knowing that. I gave you the side eye on that. Did you see that? Okay. As some of our friends say. Have you and your administrative staff been trained on how to use fire extinguishers and defibrillator equipment? Again, it's here. If a medical center is not near your business, does at least one staff member have first aid certification? If it's not done, handle it. Fix it, administrators. Fix that. Pastors, clergy, fix that if it's not done. Security protocol, inspection checklist. Are your buildings kept locked when unoccupied? School administrators, are the doors left open all day? When people are coming and going, do they forget to lock doors? Or do doors lock automatically when someone leaves the building, the school, the college campus? in certain areas of any campus, church campus, any business. People leave out. They may leave through the side exit for reasons. Maintenance staff, workers. Does the door lock behind them thoroughly? Administration, fix that if it needs to be done. Is your building protected by a burglar alarm? Are keys to the building marked "Do not copy"? Administrative team, staff, do not copy. Are keys or access cards given out in limited numbers to your facility, your business? Limited numbers. Are locks and safe combinations changed when employees who have had access are discharged, retired, quit, or fired? Change the locks, change the combinations. Are personnel assigned to check windows and exit doors for security before leaving the building at the end of the day? Who does the walkthrough at the end of the day to make sure the facility, business, your house where you live is secure? Are your children trained to set the alarm if you leave out at 5 in the morning to go to work? Are your children, before they get on the school bus or leave for school, are they trained to make sure the doors are locked before they leave the household? Are all windows protected with window locks and mesh or bars where they need to be? Are all windows kept free of shrubbery and other obstruction behind which burglars can hide? Homeowners, businesses? I'm going to give you a side eye on that one. Okay. Is a detailed written photographic or video inventory of building contents and valuables maintained? The inventory should include brand, model, number, serial number, cost, and date of purchase. Receipts should be kept for new purchases. For insurance purposes, maybe? Are sacred objects, houses of worship, clergy, vessels, and other valuables kept in a safe vault or quality locked cabinet when not in use? How are we doing so far? Do you have at least a B as it pertains to what we have reviewed and what we have studied together? Okay, you all right? Okay, we're going to keep going. I just want to make sure you're all right. Okay. Is audiovisual office and musical equipment stored in a locked room or office area when not in use? Have you arranged for regular police patrols or security force drive-by at night, especially during vacation times? People aren't going to be there. And I don't even know what I mentioned. When you're out of town, especially with the administration, it doesn't need to be on blast on the internet or on YouTube or Facebook or wherever wherever you're in charge. Your whereabouts, when you're out of town, it doesn't need to be on blast. It doesn't need to be advertised. When you're leaving for vacation, your household. When I'm on vacation, there's no pictures, there's no notification that I'm out of town. I may let you know when I come back where I've been. But no. Is sensitive student, employee, and volunteer information password protected and stored on a separate computer that does not have internet access, alternate facilities, home, school, college, campus, COOP, continuity of operation. If the business cannot function for any reason, do you have an alternate plan for where you're going to work, pray, live? Continuity of operation everywhere. Always have a backup plan. Has the school, college, or campus written an emergency and safety plan? Side eye. You know this one. Have you completed a risk assessment in your current environment? Where are your vulnerabilities? Do you know your risk? Remember our risk sheet? I got to do better. Remember our risk sheet. And I gave you some examples. That's all I'm saying. Are congregants and volunteers and employees trained at least annually in fire, safety, evacuation, and disaster drills? Evacuation, drills, disaster drills. Okay. That's an A. You should get an A on that one. Has the business inspected or received a security site assessment by law enforcement or crime prevention specialists to assess how safe it will be in the event of any disaster or security breach? Get an A on that one. Have you selected a safety or security director who is in charge by title, not name, by title? Are policies and procedures written to address active shooter and other violence? Side eye. You should get an A on that one. And by now, 99.1% of you should have had active shooter training. Schools, businesses. Okay. When has your safety security plan been reviewed? What date? I have a date here. What date? What dates? And I did not add. Do you have a specific place in which that information is kept secure? Apparently, OSHA might want to see it. Year by year, keep that information. Keep it secure in a secure place where you can put your hands on it. Do you have a security committee? Oh, I know. See, I know you have that. I know, because I've trained you. I know you have it. That's an A+++++. Okay? Oh, okay. Don't make me come over there. I know you have it. Do you have a designated safe room or shelter areas in your building? If you don't, I hope you're working on it. Has medical emergency training been provided? CPR, emergency defibrillator, and first aid training. A+++. Do you have a health and safety committee, and does it include a lead safety coordinator? And that can be, in a small business, less than 10 people, your immediate supervisor and their designated person when they're not in the building. They're in charge. I just retrained you on that. That's an A plus plus plus. Okay. All right. Is basic medical emergency security and safe and first aid training written in your plan? A plus plus plus. Do you have a mission statement? A. A. You always need a mission statement. If it's no more than to show to a lawyer if someone falls in the building and they wind up suing you, or if something happens at church and you wind up getting sued. You need a mission statement. Who are you? You need it if you are going to go to the bank again to borrow money. What do? Who are you? What are you all about? What does your organization do? What is your mission? My mission is to side-eye you and train you and make sure you are ready for emergencies whenever they occur. That's my mission statement. You are my mission because I love y'all. I love you. Okay. Do you have a trained, qualified medical lead? Every organization is different and will handle this differently. In a worship house, it could be the nurse who's there, the medical doctor who's there. Okay. By name, not by title, by name. Who is responsible? Are emergency evacuation diagrams developed and posted throughout the building, identifying all exits, evacuation routes, safe assembly spaces, fire extinguishers, defibrillators, and first aid kits? A plus 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 plus. We just reviewed this during Christmas break. Has your business compiled a list of designated employees, phone numbers, accounts, computer passwords, backup files, addresses in a secure on and off-site campus area, continuity of operations? If I can't operate in my office, where else am I operating, and where is that information off campus, out of the building, in another place? In a safe deposit box. If you're a homeowner, I have the gold box. One of my neighbors had an unfortunate incident. I grabbed my gold box and my dog and walked out the door within 2 minutes. And of course, my handbag. Have arrangements been made ahead of time for an alternative meeting and workplace and use of equipment? Computers, whatever you use. Another building. Have you, pastors, have you arranged to preach at another facility in case of emergency? You can swap that out with another pastor. If anything happens to your edifice, we can preach. I'll preach and bring my people over there on Sabbath. Vice versa. Some of these questions and concerns may not apply to your specific place of business. That's obvious, right? New listeners, new students, hopefully you have information you can use. I will continue the questionnaire next week. This is news you can all use. And remember, as I've said from the very beginning, and this is class 30, 38 already? You are the help until the help arrives. I'll see you next week. And excuse me, please subscribe and help the channel. Please. I do this every week for free. I don't charge a thing. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe or buy my book. I'll have another book out soon. I'm working on it for more secular community. I thank you for your support as I continue. We're up to 38 classes, and this I started May 8th of 2025. This is now almost 2026, and I'm still hanging in there with you. See you soon.